Welcome to Raw Radio.
And we live.
We are.
Let's recap. Takeaways.
Yes, for sure.
Takeaways.
Takeaway from Professor Mauricio. I think we knew immediately what this takeaway was going to be. You suggested what it was. I already had it written down in quotes, and that is passion. And you could see that from the age of 16, he was very passionate about Jiu Jitsu. But also all the people he surrounded himself with since that time have been passionate about it as well. I think, obviously that spills over into his day-to-day life too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, the moment we jumped on the call, first of all, the way how he maneuvers his body as you watch him, he's very animated and you can clearly tell that the passion is very present when he talks about jiu-jitsu and about his life. And I think that's one of the main reasons why he is so successful with what he does and so friendly, so approachable, and it's just easy to talk to. I mean, I think altogether between both of us, we talked for just a couple minutes during that episode, and he just kept telling the stories about the things that took place in the past, from Brazil, from age of 11 to, all the way to today's, the things that he does, and as the quote dork that I am, I have.
Here we go.
There you go. I have to. I just have to.
I'm just a
quote. I can't help myself,
All right, don't butcher it. Don't butcher it.
I would rather die of passion than of boredom. And I think this is the interesting part because, sometimes we find ourselves doing and talking about the things that really drive us. There is this fire inside us that allows us to do things that we didn't think were possible, one. And number two, we do them without any expectation of compensation and return. And that's the beautiful part, right? I think that's and it's not necessarily that we should do it that way, but I think that's the drive. That's the force that allows us to continue doing the thing, whatever the thing is. If jiu-jitsu is the thing, then you will be the first one on the mat and the last one off the mat. If maybe chess or swimming is, then maybe you're going to do extra research on these strategies that you're going to use or the strokes that you're going to apply during your swimming sessions, right? It's the little extra step that will push over and beyond what normally we would do.
Right. Well, he was talking about back in Brazil, there was no real career, in jiu-jitsu. There was no money in it. There was no big organized tournaments where you were going to walk away with a big paycheck. Why are you doing all of this? Well, we're doing it because we were passionate for it. That's what he said, And even when he made his decision and started telling people at 17, that he was going to make a living out of jiu-jitsu, they were telling him, I've got money to put food on my table and a little gas in my car. And that's all we've got. And he was like, that's good enough for me, and that shows how passionate and dedicated he was to it.
Yeah, I think often that is translated into our day-to-day operations. And I think everybody who's listening right now can probably think about the one thing in your life. And I hope you have it, that, no matter what time of the day it is or night, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you kind of always drifting in that area and thinking about it continuously. Yeah, it might be a business, it might be a family, it might be the hobby that you continuously, trying to embrace. Right? And I think that's the big point here. Continuous action of embracing that passion that you have, is that internal feeling.
Yeah, it's like if you look up the definition, it's compelling emotion, and what compels you to keep pushing forward, learning, and being passionate about one specific topic. And I like what you said about hopefully you have something in your life. It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu; it could be anything at all. And I think when people don't have that passion, even just a little bit of it, it's not even passion, but a special interest in something, something that they really like, really enjoy, and want to share and learn about. you get really bogged down into boredom, which can lead to idle hands, and once your mind is idle too, you start thinking all these negative thoughts. I think if people had a little bit more of that passionate attitude about things, they could put themselves in a much better mental state.
I agree 100%, and I wrote down as we were getting ready for this, I wrote down a few things that in my mind made, my passion drive even more, and it kind of lit that fire even bigger. And I want to share those with you. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. And the first one that came to my mind is understanding the impact your passion has, not only on your life, but on the surrounding people, surrounding environment. I think once you have that a deeper understanding what impact this could have, is going to give you even more drive, light the fire even bigger, and continue pushing forward to achieving those goals. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that, you brought up, we always bring up at the end of the episode, quitting. And when you have a passion for something, it makes quitting really difficult. But as far as like that passion having an effect on the people around you, I know for me, I wouldn't be able to quit. We talked about this once before. I wouldn't be able to quit jiu-jitsu. I'm not quitting just myself. I'm quitting on other people. And then that when you have that passion, it boils over into other aspects of your life. And that people feed off of that. If you're surrounding yourself with people that are passionate, that have a love for life, that's gonna affect you in positive ways. If go ahead.
And in the same time, right off the bat, one of the other things I wrote down is surround yourself with people who are as passionate or even more passionate than you are with whatever drives you. And I think this is really important, right? Because once we understand what our passion is, what impact we can have on people, but really surrounding ourselves with the people who will make this passion drive even more. Now you have a team. And this is something that Professor Mauricio was talking about, being surrounded by these guys. He wanted to quit. He was done. He got tapped out. He cried on the mat. And then yet, boom, knock on the door next morning. And it's like, why? Are you out of your mind?
And right? When people listen to the episode and find out who was knocking on his door, they're going to be blown away.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it here in case they listen.
Don't because this is actually big. Forget about what happened, but who was knocking at the door.
Right. Yeah.
That support and that team that you have behind you is mind blowing, and this is what pushes you over. This is what continues, allows you to drive even further away. Embrace adventure.
Sure. Yeah.
No passion.
Yeah, in whatever it is. It doesn't have to be what we're doing here. It doesn't have to be any martial art, whatever. Just find something, go out and find something. So.
Embrace it. Take risks. Be risky on these things. I mean, there's always a very fine line, but you live once. If you don't take these risks, especially with the passion that you have or towards the passion you have, what's the point? You mentioned yourself, you just get into the vortex of boredom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you have anything else on this topic. I'd be happy to hear it.
Sounds like you don't want to talk to me anymore.
I talk to you a lot. No, I want to hear what you have to say.
No, listen, let's keep learning. Let's keep embracing this. I mean, obviously you and I, we have a lot of passion for this show and for jiu-jitsu in general. And I love the fact that we have the opportunity to speak with other people who some of them have by far more experience in this area than we do, just like today. And some are very new to this experience and this journey, and having these perspectives from different sides of the world, different views, different cultures, all that is really, to be honest with you, firing up my passion for what we do. Yeah. Like, I don't want to stop right now. I want to talk to somebody else who has even more passion than I have and continue learning. So,
Yeah, I was my usual grumpy self when we started today, and
I know I do have to
and
say that. I didn't want
yeah,
to bring it up, but you were grumpy.
I was very grumpy,
So if they
and
say jiu-jitsu doesn't change lives,
yeah,
they're just full
well,
of it because
we
Gary's
were
just changed.
messaging. Yes, I'm a changed man. We were messaging back and forth, and I said, I'm in a better mood, and it's all because of jujitsu. So, but it's because I enjoy it so much, and I'm making it a part of my life. Quick question before we go:
Sure.
if I was to quit, would you come knock on my door?
Every day.
Oh, geez. All right. I guess I'm not quitting.
Hey, listen, I would just call your lovely wife. She would kick you out of the house. We both know how this
Yes.
works.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, no, but no quitting. I mean, I had this conversation many times with a lot of students over years, and life throws obstacles at us, and us having a view that life will be beautiful, unicorns and rainbows.
There we go.
Right, that's what we want.
There's my bell.
I know, but it doesn't happen that way. Life throws curveballs at us. We always has obstacles. We have to deal with life and things that are ahead of us. It does not mean that you should quit. Pausing is a one conversation, but quitting is another. And I think trying to understand what's ahead of us, what we are dealing with, and how can we fix these problems is fundamental and critical to not only success, but also happiness, internal happiness with ourselves and everybody who's around us.
Beautiful. All right. Well said.
Let's wrap this up.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, sir. And I got to get that bell for that unicorns and rainbows.
Peace.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to Raw Radio. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave us a review and help us make the show even more amazing. For future episodes, check out our website and follow us on all major podcast platforms. Take care.